Hello and welcome to No More Daydreams. This is JJ Briggs with a very quick mini-sode. I am recording from my truck, so I'm not sure what the video component will look like to this episode here. I also have little Murphy with me. Hi Murph, I know buddy. So if you hear some meowing in the background, it is just him, but we are very close to our destination. So I made a post this morning called Random Relationship Musings, 5 random relationship musings. So let's see if I can remember them off the top of my head and just elaborate a little bit. But number 1, I keep hearing this, but a breakup is not the same as a divorce. I totally want to acknowledge the nuance of breakups and that situations can be complicated. And even if you are not married, then, there can still be, a lot of financial interdependence or logistics to work out and maybe leases to break. And there might be dogs and pets and children involved. I totally understand that no matter what, breaking up with a partner, especially a partner you've been with for a while, is complicated. But I've heard a couple times people say something to the effect of, oh, well, we're practically married, or we're basically married already. But divorce is indeed different than breaking up. You may have to get lawyers involved. You may have to get a mediator involved. I said on the last slide of this post, this is very pro breakup, and I am absolutely, especially in my current relationship, there's nothing that Luce and I aren't going to work through and talk through, and I feel very, very committed to her and our connection. But I think that sometimes it's important for us to share our stories and our experiences. Of course, there's going to be ups and downs in any relationship, and there might be periods where maybe you're questioning, is this the right relationship for me? Is this the right marriage for me? And maybe you come out the other side realizing, yes, absolutely, I'm in it with this partner. But maybe you come out the other side and you're like, actually, no, this is not it. I am not in the right relationship. I am not in the right marriage. And we don't need permission, but sometimes in my coaching, I'll say to a client, hey, this is your permission slip to eat carbs. This is your permission slip to eat consistently throughout the day. So if you need it, if you've been looking for it, hey, this is your permission to give yourself the time and space to consider, is potentially terminating this relationship the right move for you? And if so, what could that possibly look like? Doesn't mean that you're going to do it, but just, kind of giving yourself the permission to examine without shame, without judgment, what that might look like. So breaking up is not the same as getting a divorce. I know, buddy, we're almost there. Breaking up is not the same. And if you're telling yourself that, oh, well, we might as well get married because what's the point in breaking up now? Or it's just going to be the same exact thing if we end up getting a divorce. This first one here is just some food for thought. Number 2, I believe, again, if memory serves, is that getting married is not going to fundamentally change the dynamic of your relationship. Or even getting engaged or having a kid. I feel like, and I caught myself in this trap 100% of thinking, okay, maybe things will be different when we're engaged or married or after we purchase a home. But a specific destination or accomplishment, it's not going to change anything if you don't feel safe talking to your partner. If you and your partner can't work through conflict, if you and your partner don't actively seek to understand and want to have the difficult discussions, marriage doesn't, again, fundamentally change anything about the dynamic of your relationship. So, how is wedding planning going? How has the engagement process been so far? Are you guys communicating? I think that planning a wedding, it depends on, of course, everybody's experience is different, but I know my experience planning a wedding, there was a lot of conversations that have to be had. There's a lot of family dynamics that need to be addressed, and there's just so much communication. So how is that going for you guys? Do you feel like it's going well? Do you feel on the same page? Do you feel like teammates? Does it feel like this is what you want for the rest of your life. And if not, what needs to happen to make it feel like a 100% heck yes. Alrighty, number 3, again, this post certainly is pro breakup, but if you know deep down, if you know in your gut, if you know that there might be a difficult decision ahead of you, don't delay it. Don't delay an inevitable breakup. You owe it to yourself to be honest with yourself. You owe it to your partner to be honest with yourself and with them. And delaying it isn't going to make it any easier. Delaying it is only going to make it more complicated. And number 3, this is not for you. If you're like, whoa, no, I want to put the work into this relationship or this marriage. I want to make this partnership work. But I felt it. I know other people have felt it before. If you know in your gut what you need to do, then I hope this gives you a little bit of courage to not delay and to take action, even if it's just confiding in a friend of what you're going through, or even if it's, initiating a small conversation with your partner. I removed this one. I was going to add another one, but it was like, it's never about the dishes, right? Like, what is it underlying the dishes? Because it's not just about the dishes. Like, there's always layers to the kind of different, reasons why we might butt heads or arguments that we might have. So maybe this just gives you the courage to open up a conversation that you've been needing to have. Okay. Number 4, this one is kind of niche, but I don't know, maybe other people are experiencing this as well. And that is the fact that you shouldn't be jealous of the amount of attention that your pet is getting. Your pet or dog or cat or whatever shouldn't be shown more compassion or more grace than you receive from your partner. And I'm just going to leave it at that. And finally, this is something I think about a lot, and it sounds harsh, but I think that it can be really powerful to think about. And it's that no one is coming to save you. The episode I just put out with Emily Tarani, she said something about, I asked, how important is self-talk? And she was like, self-talk is everything. We are the only person that's going to be with us 24/7. So no one is coming to save you. It is up to you to communicate your needs. It is up to you to communicate your boundaries, to reinforce those boundaries, to initiate conversations. We can't keep I'm not sure how exactly to say it, but it's empowering to initiate the conversations. It's empowering to acknowledge that, if I want things to change, I need to take action, and it starts with me. It starts with, how am I bringing things up? How am I being compassionate to myself? How am I showing up in this relationship? How am I showing up? And is it in alignment with my values? And it's so easy to want to, we want control. We want power. And it's very easy to, especially when you're in a committed partnership, it's really easy to take on the burden or responsibility of our partner's feelings, of our partner's emotions. And, we can't control how they react. We can't control what they think. We can't control a lot of different things, but we can control our speech. We can control our behavior. We can control how we show up for ourselves, and ultimately how we're showing up in the relationship. So that is it. I'm pulling into Tabbs Creek Flower Farm to do some farming today and let this little dude, Murphy, out of the car. He will be very happy to get out of here. But 5 random relationship musings. Breaking up is not the same as a divorce. A piece of paper or a house is not going to fundamentally change the dynamics of your relationship. If you want things to change, you have to put in the work. Number 3 was, if you know in your heart of hearts that something needs to change, and you know that you've tried your best and that the relationship has run its course for you, stop delaying the breakup. If you need help, if you need support, DM me, email me. We can chat, because trust me, I have been there. It has been a little bit over 2 years since I, told my ex-wife that I wanted to end the marriage, and it was very, very difficult, but ultimately absolutely was the best move for myself, for her. She is happily engaged, getting married later this year. Lucy and I have been together for a while now, and as scary as it is, sometimes that's the most courageous thing we can do. Number 4, you should be getting as much loving and attention as your pet. And number 5, what was number 5? Oh, no one is coming to save you. It is ultimately you that has to advocate for yourself, that has to, and sometimes it feels like it's like, really, I just brought this up last week, or I just brought this up yesterday, and now I have to bring it up again. I get it. It really does feel like sometimes there can be an imbalance in the emotional labor, but no one is coming to save us. We have to advocate for ourselves. We have to speak up. And if it's falling on ears that you feel like are not listening or not processing, or there's no kind of behavior change associated with the conversations that you're having, then that's pretty telling in and of itself. So thank you for listening. I am so grateful to have you here. So grateful for each and every listen, each and every person that subscribes. Truly, it means the world. And I just feel so grateful that, I get to put out content, put out podcasts, and I just truly, truly appreciate you being here. So thank you so much for listening. I hope everyone has a lovely day, weekend, Mother's Day. I'm not sure when this is going to be put out. Is this the right road? I think it is. All right. Sending you guys all the love, and we'll chat soon.